Hi! I am going to talk about this watermelon inspired mani I started with my left hand, but as you can see, the colors, I was experimenting, and the colors turned out to be more of like a strawberry lemonade. But on my right hand, I think I got the colors closer to what watermelon actually looks like. So I've got my jars prepped here, and I'm just going to put my first layer of base bond down. And I'm going to start with the green. I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush to pick up some of this dip. And I keep them in the cupcake liners to catch all the mess as much as I can. So I'm focusing the dip on the bottom, I would say third of my nail here. And I'm going to tap off the excess and just try and get like a nice sort of crescent shape to make a rind. It doesn't really end up like crescenty in the end, but now I'm dumping the pink over the rest. And this is going to be the only time I do a pour over. I just thought for this first coat, why faff around with the brush when I can just dump it. So I'm going to give that a second. Just going to have a slow drying dip, and then I'm going to brush off the excess powder and go in with my second coat of base bond. And this time I'm going to alternate my starting color, and I'm going to start with the pink, and I'm going to focus the pink onto the upper 2/3 of the nail, mostly towards the tip, because that's where I want it to be most vibrant, and let the gradient sort of naturally happen where the colors are going to meet. And before I go into the green, I am going to tap off the excess and then go back in with the green the same way I did at the beginning. And again, I'm going to tap off the excess. I did this right onto my towel so that I wouldn't contaminate my green with any of the pink color. Now, after I brush off the excess powder, I am going to go in with my third coat of base bond. And I found that with my manis, I found that after 3 coats of ombre, I really liked the way the transition and the gradient turned out. It's very smooth, not very many harsh lines. And with the glitter I put on at the end, it kind of helps mask that as well. Just repeating the same steps as before. And if you can, get a slow drying dip base for ombre manis, it helps so much. You don't feel rushed at all. Oh, I did a pour over on this one too. And because this is slow drying, I was noticing that my green was getting wet again as it sat, and you can see the pink is starting to get wet again as well. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more color just to help them pop, and might as well just take advantage of the wet dip. And because I was able to keep from cross-contaminating my colors, I can just, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that gradient. It looks so good. So now I can just put my colors right back into their jar. Super simple. I love this cupcake liner technique or tip. And here I have some Sparkle & Co. Black Magick in a paper liner, cupcake liner, diluted with more clear. Because in the jar, it is pretty concentrated black glitter, and I just want a little speckling of black for a seed look. So here's another coat of base bond, and when I put my nail into the diluted Black Magic, I'm focusing on the pink, because in watermelons, that's where the seeds are, right? And I'm pretty happy with that seed placement. And then for the rest of the areas where you can see that it's clearly still wet, I am just going to dunk it in some clear. Make sure all my glitters are pressed down. And I'll go in with another coat of base bond. It does look like a lot of coats of base bond, but when you do ombre, a very fine amount of dip actually gets on the nail, and so your mani does not come out like thick, like if you were doing a regular dipping. So then when you get to this point, I think it looks super good. It looks really cute. I'm going to activate. And this is when you would do all your buffing and filing. This is obviously just a swatch stick, so I'm not going to mess with that. But you can see how pretty that gradient is there. I'm really happy with how these nails turned out. I haven't been this obsessed with the mani in so long, and I don't want to take it off ever. But now that my activator has had a chance to dry, I'm just going to clean it off with some alcohol. I do that with all my manicures, just to make sure everything's nice and clean. And it's time for some top coat. And there she is. I hope you guys like this. I hope you try making your own fruit inspired mani. If you do, please find me on Instagram and tag me in your manis. I would love to see it. I just think this is so cute. I want to keep doing it with more colors, but I hope you enjoyed. Bye.